Running from the top. Salute to the Knicks Nation on this Monday afternoon. Another edition of Knicks Weekly presented by Underdog Fantasy. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com and use our code KFTV for an instant deposit match of up to $100. Matinee edition. The lunchtime live stream is back. And we got a lot to talk about, guys, man. Playoff time is right around the corner. The final week of the regular season. And this New York Knicks team is locked and loaded, man, after a big win last night, Sunday night in Milwaukee. Jalen Brunson, the Bucks hunter. We got to talk about Jalen Brunson's dominant season, man. It needs to be discussed. Plus, Isaiah Hartenstein had a great game on Sunday. He wants to stay in New York. We're going to talk about Hartenstein and his upcoming free agency. Plus, are the Knicks better than Julius Randle? You know, J. Cal really struck a nerve with some Knicks fans at Sunday night's post-game show. But let's talk about it a little more, man. So lock in. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. CP the Franchise on the Solo Dolo for Knicks Weekly lunchtime live stream. Salute. Let's go. All right. Salute to everybody in the chat. My franchise channel members, what's up, man? 50th Burger, Eric Garcia, Steven Gomez in here. Let's get the family in here. Eddie Santiago. My guy Lee Bloxam in the building. Salute to the family, man. Big night last night for the Knicks, 122-109. They beat the Milwaukee Bucks, and it was a tale of two halves. Knicks going into the second half down by 11, and after being unable to close in the second half, you know, Bucks stretching the lead and kind of had the Knicks on their heels, but a resilient, gritty Knick effort won this one, and it was led by their guy, our guy, Jalen Brunson, with 43 points, 8 assists on the campaign, on the night, and 6 rebounds. I mean, talk about not allowing your team to go down, not being denied, and understanding the magnitude of the moment. Superstars raise their play at quintessential moments of a season, and they don't let their team down. This is what we're seeing with Jalen Brunson, man. This is absolutely what we're seeing with Jalen Brunson and his play this whole season. Just where would this team be without Brunson after losing Julius Randle? It's incredible. 4th seed in the East, threatening 3rd, threatening 2nd. Phenomenal job by Jalen Brunson. And here he was after the game giving his post-game thoughts. Here was Jalen Brunson's reaction, man, courtesy of MSG Networks.
We just said this is without question one of the signature wins of the season, especially after what happened the other night. First half, you guys played tough, but we're still down 11. What do you think was the difference in the second half?
We just kept fighting. They came out with a lot of energy, and we didn't match it at first, but we found a way, and you gotta give them credit. You know, they came in with a lot of energy off a 3-game losing streak, so we knew we were gonna get their best shot, and we just kept fighting, and found the way to just make some plays in the second half.
Jalen, when you see so much attention now focused on you defensively, when sometimes even sending 2, the middle of the floor seems to be open. Are you guys finding that now with someone like Isaiah Hartenstein on that flash? That play seems to be working a lot lately.
Yeah, so whenever there's 2 on the ball, I know I got to make the play and get off of it. And I know someone's going to be cutting, whether it's Josh, Dante, Isaiah, Deuce, whoever's cutting in the paint, I know is going to make a play. So I had the utmost confidence in them, and we made a lot of plays tonight.
The connection with the group out on the court, we just went through the list of 5 or 6 different players who had a key role in tonight, obviously led by your 43 points. What's the key to this connection that this team has?
We low-key hate each other, but we like each other. It's we always joke on each other. You always find something to make fun of the other person. And so somehow that turns into great team chemistry. So, I mean, that's our makeup right now.
All right, well said by Jalen Brunson, even adding a little levity to the interview. A little dry humor, if you will. That's who he is, man. Great kid. funny guy, and speaks to the chemistry that you see in this locker room right now. So united front of this Knicks team. They understand the assignment, what they're up against, and they're locked in together with him at the helm. That is what leaders do. That is what superstars do. And we're seeing Jalen Brunson's superstar rise on display, on full display. And, look, the 43 points, certainly impressive, but we've been seeing it all year. I mean, Jalen Brunson in the 5 games against the Bucks this year, averaging 37 points per game, 6 assists on 50% shooting from the field. 37 points per game, 6 assists, and 50% from the field. Absolutely carving them up. He was slicing every single Bucks defender up in that Sunday night win. But it's his playmaking to me that is going to be very important for this team going forward. We know this. Without Julius Randle, without a steady, consistent playmaker who can bend the defense, take advantage, find his advantages, and create for others, Jalen, he's going to be tasked with doing that for this team. And elevating his guys, elevating Hart and DiVincenzo and McBride, finding those guys, getting them their shots in rhythm, exposing defenses who might put 2 on the ball or send extra defenders, send extra attention his way. Just like he said in that interview, it's his job to find those guys. So this is great. Julius's injury, although we're going to miss him for sure, we'll talk about that later, it's going to allow Brunson to build on this and become an even better player because now all the attention is on him. He doesn't have Julius. He doesn't have Luka before that. All the attention is on him. You're the guy that teams are going to zero in on. And so the adjustments that he makes from game to game, night to night, minute to minute is going to be fascinating to watch because right now we're seeing it live and in living color. Now, earlier in the week, he didn't have such a hot shooting night against the Miami Heat. He was a bit under the weather. I was at that game. Just a lot of his shots just weren't falling. A lot of the normal Brunson shots weren't falling. A lot of turnovers, so on and so forth. Just wasn't his night that night. But we see that when he is in his bag, there's no stopping him. And the thing is that, we talk about Miami. Unless they see the Heat in the first round, think about the potential matchups here and what teams can potentially throw at them. You got to say advantage Knicks, whether it's the Cavs with Garland and a banged-up Donovan Mitchell. It's the Pacers. Now, I mean, do you see Sub Siakam on? I don't know. It all depends on how Carlisle wants to scheme them. Now, Orlando will be tricky because they, I think, have challenged him the best of those teams this season when they can throw guys out there like an Anthony Black, a Jalen Suggs, so on and so forth. Maybe even you might see a Jonathan Isaac on him in the first round. So Orlando might be a little tricky just based on the size and the length that they can throw at him in numbers. But I like Brunson's chances in terms of just exposing their inexperience and just finding a way to get it done. This is just what he does on a night-to-night basis. More 40-point games in a season than Carmelo Anthony. I mean, we could just go on and on about the accomplishments of Jalen Brunson. Nobody has been able to solve the puzzle. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up on Free Boys. Going to read all the super chats in just a short. We got to talk JB. Look at my man Dame Dollars. Dame Dollars looks like he lost his dog out there. Listen to Dame Dollars' post-game press conference on the brilliance of Brunson. Here's Dame.
I mean, first of all, he's one of the best players in the league. He's a scorer. And, as somebody who's been in a situation where I've had the ball in my hands 95% of the time, 90% of the time, certain matchups that I can just think of that I've had over the years where I knew the type of coverage they were going to be in. And, we play a drop coverage. And, he's getting those screens set. He's coming downhill. He plays in the mid-range with floaters and pull-up jumpers and stuff like that. So I think the way he plays, coming into these games and knowing the kind of coverages that he's going to see, I think that's kind of the reason why.
All right, so that was Dame, a.k.a. what's that Adrian Bronner meme? I got my ass cooked. That was Dame for you. I got my ass cooked. That was Dame Dallas, man. Jalen Brunson, last 3 games, 43-8, 35-11, 35-11. And now we got to talk about, I think last weekly or the weekly before that, we were talking about, is he All-NBA second team at least? Now we got to talk about, is he All-NBA first team? The way that he's going. And the position that this team is in right now. Is that far out of the question? I don't think so. 35-11, 35-11, 43-8. Last 3 games. Pretty impressive, man. Knock on wood, he stays healthy. But Knicks fans, this is our guy. Hell of a player, man. You saw Doc Rivers. Where's the interview with Doc? I'm trying to find the interview with Doc Rivers here. I mean, Doc Rivers, same thing. Could not figure out the Brunson burner. Continues to set records. I mean, let's take a look at some more of these stats. We saw our guy Tommy Beer. Brunson last 6 games, 37-8. Over the Knicks last 13 games, 34-7. Will Adams says second team All-NBA, definitely a lock. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. Damon Morgan says, was that a shot at Doc Rivers? Nah, it's Dame being helpless out there. He's out there on an island. And Brunson was buck hunting. Sorry, Dame. Here's the Doc Rivers soundbite I was looking for. Here is Doc on the brilliance of Brunson. Here he is.
Just what do you see against Brunson tonight?
Everything. We trapped him. He was effective. We were in a drop a lot. I thought that hurt us. Overall, we switched some and then tried to Omaha. You just watch him. I mean, he has seen every coverage, and you can see that. Hell of a player. And his conditioning level is just off the charts. I really thought, man, they played so fast and so hard through the game. The loose balls, I was complaining about it in the first half. They got all of them, it felt like. And then we would get stops, and they would get another one. I thought those were backbreakers for us.
And you had mentioned Brunson earlier and just sort of the trouble. He's given his team trouble even before you got here this season, especially.
Saw that. Yeah, we have to figure it out because we may see them again. And we have to figure that out. That's on me and my staff and not on the players because clearly one-on-one, he's too good. We got to send people, put different guys on him. He's got to see different coverages.
Yeah, as Doc said, Brunson seeing all those coverages and still shredding them, it speaks to his IQ. We could talk about the physical attributes, the footwork, 3-level score, but his ability to anticipate coverages, to react to it, to adjust on the fly, his defensive acumen speaks to the level of smarts that he brings to the game. And did Dame take a shot at it? I mean, putting Lopez in the drop is what kind of got the Bucks back on track, if you want to say so. That's where their strengths are. Teams play drop. Some teams play drop. They want to protect the rim. You're going to put Brook up there on the level because Dame can't guard? That's a tall order. Prayers up for Doc. Shout out to Sapphire. Prayers up to Doc. Yeah, so Milwaukee Bucks are all in shambles, and shout out to Jalen Brunson for sticking another knife in their backs. Noah Rosado, franchise channel member of 10 months, is listening from school right now. Playoff merch is so dope. Had to get my mom a B-Day present, but definitely saving up for my merch next. Shout out to Noah, man. He's in school, doing the right thing, watching KFTV. You can catch up on school later. You got school tomorrow and the next day and the next day. You know what I'm saying? But stay in school. But then he sacrificed for mom. So shout out to him, man. He sacrificed for mom and got the hottest thing smoking right now, man, and that is KFTV's playoff merch release, collaboration with my guy, Chris Murray, personal friend of mine and a ridiculous artist. We collaborated on this. I gave him the vision. The fans voted on the theme, and this is what we went with, man. So we have hoodies in stock. We have T-shirts, black and white T-shirts, New York versus the world, the whole 9 yards. 18 by 24 print, premium prints, autographed by Chris with the letter of authenticity. You also got the New York versus the world New Era snapback, as well as the sticker pack. So we got everything for you guys, man. Shop.KnicksFanTV.com. Go to shop.KnicksFanTV.com and get yours. Shout out to Noah and happy birthday to Noah's mom, man. Shout out to Noah. Happy birthday to your mom. No question about it. Thanks for your support, man. All right, let's see. Who else we got in here? Zeno Bios. Welcome to the franchise channel members, man. Welcome to you. If you guys are on your lunchtime grind, man, throw a hashtag grind in the chat. I'll shout you guys out. Beautiful day here in New York. CP the franchise here on the Solo Dolo, man. Knicks Weekly. Lot to talk about. We're talking about Brunson. And how about the AI comparisons with Brunson? What do you guys think about that? Because now that he's been killing, he's dominating the league for an extended stretch, the comparisons to AI is starting to rear its head. What do you guys think about that? I think it's interesting. My guy Gamba in the chat, a diehard AI fan, obviously the Virginia connection. You know what I mean? Shout out to Bubba Chuck, everybody down in the Hampton Roads area. I don't see it. I don't see it personally, guys. The only comparison I see between Brunson and Iverson is being undersized guards, by the definition of undersized. Iverson 6 foot, dominated the league, won an MVP. Brunson 6'2", dominating the league right now. Will he win the MVP now? Not this year. Other than that, I don't see it. I think their games are different. Iverson, a much more explosive, speedy guard. Brunson, to me, a more efficient three-level scorer. Yes, the way that they're able to maneuver inside the paint. And despite being undersized, being able to have their way and being able to take over games, yeah, there's similarities there. But other than that, I don't see it with those two guys. I think the Brunson comp is a little difficult, man. He's a one of one. We always like to make those comparisons. And who just said it? Keith Parrish. It's a compliment, but not really a factual comparison. Right. I agree with that. AI was way more athletic. A lot of people like to compare Ja to AI, even though I wouldn't go that far either. So it's very interesting, man. AI was certainly one of the greats. We know this, and he dominated in his era, but I don't really think you can compare the two. And with AI, Brunson, despite his scoring prowess, do you want to call the Knicks offense right now with Brunson like a heliocentric offense where it's just all him? Sure, but he's also looking to play make as well. AI, the Sixers were AI. The Sixers offense was an Allen Iverson offense. That was the system that they played. Give it to AI and get the hell out the way. I mean, the supporting cast that he played with, I probably have to give him more credit because could Brunson lead the team that AI played with to the finals? I mean, he had Eric Snow, Aaron McKee, Theo Ratliff, Mutombo, Todd McCullough. I mean, by the time they got AI some real talent, it was kind of the beginning of the end. They got Weber when he was pretty much washed. They did get a young Iguodala. They did have a young Drew Holiday. Some of you guys forget Drew Holiday started with AI. So, I don't see it. I just don't see it. Different supporting cast, I don't see it. And I don't want to compare careers either because that's kind of getting away from the comparison. Yes, AI took his team to the finals, but that doesn't mean they compare. We're talking about as players. Are they one and the same? No, I mean, even in AI's MVP year, he was nowhere near as efficient at Jalen Brunson. He's a high-volume shooter. He's a high-volume shooter. And different styles, different schemes. But AI was way more ball dominant. Still one of the greatest, man. I definitely miss watching Allen Iverson, and wish they found the right pieces around him to get him a ring. I liked AI, man. I thought he should have gotten a ring. Came up in a tough time during that Laker dynasty. Impact similar, styles not similar. A pieces. Where do I compare Brunson to Steph as a player? I like that more. Yeah, I like the Steph comparison a little bit more, better. But I like that one. You know, Steph was a 19-8 player, 19-8. A lot of people wondering if Stephon Marbury should be a Hall of Famer. What do you guys think? Two different approaches. Gambit says AI changed culture, but you're getting away from playing style. Forget culture. We're talking about impact on the court. We're not talking about culture and career, what they did. That's two separate conversations. Yeah, for sure. Obviously, AI changed the culture. He definitely did. But that's not where they compare. Where people are trying to make the comparison. But yeah, I definitely agree. AI definitely he was a game changer. One of the most influential players in the history of the game. No question. I didn't even open up the Discord yet, man. The Discord is open. If you guys want to call in, man, on the lunchtime check-in, get some thoughts in. Big game last night. What you guys think about the week? The final week of the regular season. Abdul says, who do you compare JB's footwork to as far as another point guard? Another point guard. Terrell Brandon. I think BD's footwork wasn't incredible. Kyrie's footwork, sensational. Obviously, Steph, a little bit different. But Steph's footwork is impeccable. Darren Williams. It's a good one. Yeah. That's definitely a good one. Salute to everybody in the chat once again, man. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Stillico with the $5 super chat says AI was one of my top 10 favorite all time, but doesn't fit JB. I think JB is more like a point guard version of Harden. More like a point guard version of Harden. What do you think Harden was doing? With the Rockets? You know. Corey Mitchell says nobody. Salute to Corey Mitchell, man. Yeah. So interesting conversation around Jalen Brunson, but I'm just not sure I'm seeing it there. But hell of a night for JB, and in the nick of time for this Knicks team. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's talk about IHart. Isaiah Hartenstein, man. He was his name came up in the news, and he had a monster game last night, didn't he? 18 and 10 for IHart. I really thought his ability to handle the glass was a major factor in the Knicks winning this game. You know, he's going up against Brook Lopez and Giannis. That's not easy. And the Knicks were able to win the rebounding battle, and Hartenstein was a big factor in it. Hartenstein was definitely a big factor in it. So here he is with this interview with Hoops Hype, talking about his tenure with New York. And who does he give credit to? Tom Thibodeau. I think coming here, I adjusted. Tibbs helped me a lot, especially on the defensive end. I was good with the Clippers defensively, but Tibbs really helped me with that, and it probably took me to another step. He showed me film, talked through practice, how to prepare. I think that's what he does well, how he prepares for games. I think a lot of people don't see he's probably in this office from 8 to 8, probably earlier with how he prepares. He also gives little details with any questions I have, especially defensively. We've been talking about this since last year and giving Tibbs credit because it's noticeable what he's done to impact IHart's game. And IHart also had a signature, the dive on the floor to save the rock. The hustle he's always been a hustle player, but that was a big play in the game in the fourth quarter. And, to be able to go out there and battle with Giannis and Lopez, and then on the offensive end, be a cog, and being able to pass out of the pinch post, the teardrops, great job by him. But all that means is that in his time as a starter, where he's averaging damn near 8 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 dimes, he's going to get paid. Right now, he's on the second year of a 2-year, $16 million deal. And somebody's going to have to pony up in the offseason. Rival execs, according to Hoops Hype, Michael Scotto, says that Hartenstein could command up to $13 million a year in free agency. Could command up to $13 million a year. IHart says, I'm focused on what I'm doing right now. I know I put myself in a great position to get a little upgrade. Right now, I'm focused on the Knicks. He says a little upgrade. He's going to get double the money. I love it here, and hopefully we'll figure something out. But at the end of the day, business is business. But Scotto asks them, if the money's equal, you'd stay. IHart says yes. So there it is. He's letting the Knicks know where he stands. If they can match the money, he'll stay. Don't mean you're going to get a discount. Just means he'll stay. So we'll see what happens there in the offseason. But I think around 13, 14, 15 is around what he'll get. And if we look at the teams with cap space, I think it's the Spurs with the high. Well, Philly's going to have the highest amount. If you look at teams with cap space, Philly's going to have the highest amount. A lot of people are putting Paul George there. Doesn't seem like the Clippers and George's camp are anywhere close on a deal. You got Detroit. Ain't no way he's going to Detroit next year. There ain't no way. You have Toronto. They've got Pirtle. Doesn't make sense. Remember, they're going to figure out the $80 million in cap space. Orlando. Could Orlando be a landing spot? They still have Wendell Carter. They got Mo Wagner. What do you guys think, man? Is Orlando a threat? I don't see Utah as being a threat. OKC, potentially in the region of $20 million in cap space. Don't see that. And Orlando's cap projection, cap space is 50 to 60 mil. 50 to 60 mil. Toronto's, their cap space wasn't 80, but they're going to be up there. They don't have a lot of salary commitments right now. But I think San Antonio is going to be the biggest player. So, what's the competition like? Could San Antonio go for it? Or OKC? Could OKC or San Antonio? Those teams looking for a bruiser to provide cover for their more versatile four-mans. San Antonio, it's Victor, the Rookie of the Year. For OKC, it's for Wemby. A lot of the talk is, for those two guys, for the next stage of their evolution, do they need a more physical five-man, an enforcer, if you will, to kind of do the dirty work? So kind of just trying to figure out, who's in the mix. Rockets over the cap team. They just signed a Van Fleet to a big bag. Bulls can't see it. There's Knicks. Yeah, I'm looking at some of these teams teams can certainly free up space, right? This is not set in stone. Clippers, no. Mavs, no. They got their big guys ready. Warriors, in trouble. Timberwolves don't need them. Lake Show, no chance. Miami, no. Bucks, no. Nuggets, no. Not that many. Suns, no. Celtics, no. So, I mean, who are we talking about as the competition here? San Antonio? Kings, no. Pelicans, no. We're talking about San Antonio, OKC, maybe Orlando. I think the Knicks have a good chance here. Now, what that means for Mitch is another story for another day. I'm going to appreciate what we have here between our twin towers, the center club, if you will. But, you know, I went on SNY this week, and I think IHart is going to get the edge. But it all depends, man. So it's a lot depending on it. See what you guys think in the chat. IHart is definitely San Antonio's type of headsy player for sure. Nelson Bonilla, absolutely. I think he would fit in perfectly with them. AP says Orlando, OKC. Yeah. I don't see much competition. Orlando, OKC, Spurs. I would have to think about those three teams. And is he really interested in going there? Look what we got going right now, IHart. Look what we got going, man. New York against the world. We're in the playoffs. Let's go, man. We want to win. Leon will get you the bag. Don't worry. I just like what he's doing for this team, man. He's been great for these guys. And Tibbs was very, very complimentary of IHart. Here was Tibbs last night after the Knicks win on Sunday. Here was Tibbs speaking on Isaiah Hartenstein's play and hustle, man.
What'd you think of that play in the second half where Isaiah dives on?
It's unbelievable. Like those type of plays are, you know, they inspire, they unite. If that doesn't get you excited, even you guys probably got excited. You know what I'm saying?
Tibbs having a good time. Well, yeah, he's become a Tibbs-type player. M. Kim says he's a riser, rises to the occasion. Yeah, he's been great. So shout out to IHart. Playing through an Achilles as well. Bounced back from that. And reaping the benefits. What a guy. Speaking of Mitch, speaking of the center rotation, who heard when Grandpa Robinson called into the postgame show last night? How about that? We were pleasantly surprised. Let's hear the call again. Let's run the call back. Grandpa Robinson tapped in last night at the postgame show.
Hello?
Yes, hello. How are you?
All right, how are you?
I'm good, man. Knicks won, 122-109. How you feel, man? Talk to us, man.
Going just fine. Going just fine.
All right.
We are in Pensacola, Florida.
Pensacola on the check-in. Okay.
Yeah, we doing good. You know, we just called it Mitchell Robinson's grandpa and grandma.
Oh, is this Mitchell Robinson's grandfather?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. What'd you think of your grandson's performance tonight?
He was excellent.
There you go, man.
We don't miss a game.
There we go. So are you his grandparents on his father's side? Is this the Robinson side or is this mom's side?
I'm on his daddy's side.
Okay. OG Robinson.
Yes, OG.
OG Robinson. That's what's up, man. Yeah, Mitch definitely looks like he's getting into a groove. Did a good job on the boards and on the defense tonight, man.
Yeah. He does good. He does very good. I'm glad to see him back out playing.
So that was triple OG Robinson, man. Triple OG Robinson. He kind of sound like Mitch, don't he? He kind of sounds like Mitch. So shout out to Triple OG Robinson. And what we say is a family show, people. We ain't lying. It is a family show. From the content to the guests to the viewers. I told you, everybody's tapped in. Robinson Clan is a fan of KFTV. The Brunsons, Oh, shout out to Grandma Brunson, too. Shout out to Grandma Brunson. She might be our biggest fan, Grandma Brunson. Who else? RJ's fam, back when he was on team. Quick's fam. I saw Quick's fam after the trade. Said, yo, we still tapping in. Who else? Grimes, Sims. It's a family show, man. The family show. The Randles, Salute to them, too. Yeah, man. Number one show for the fans by the fans. This is why we keep it clean, keep it a family show, and keep it open for everybody. Triple OG calling in just to big up his grandson and a great performance. You know what I mean? He could have called Mitch personally. And what did he do? He tapped into the number one show for the fans by the fans. He called 657-383-1509 just to get his point across and salute to the show and the fans. Grandpa was on hold, Will Rose, and I don't even know for how long because we don't have a call screener no more. Edgar's moved on to greener and better pastures. I think he was at WrestleMania or something, so he's all over the place. We don't know where Edgar's at, but he's living a good life. He's living his life, So I'm out here multitasking. I got to be the operator, the conductor, everything. You know what I mean? Stephen Campbell, you still got no. I say that. I said I was joking about that, man. Me and Julius and them we're good, man. It was never any bad blood. Y'all amp that up. We love everybody here. My 2 cents, what's good? Family show, absolutely. So yeah, that's how he closed the show. And then I dipped off real quick. I had to go to I had to get it in with PIX. So I literally wrapped up the show at 11, threw on the half suit, and jumped on with PIX at 11:05. Just like that. You know what I mean? Clark Kent in the booth. Went in, threw on the half suit, and got it in with my guy Joe and them, chopping it up on the Knicks. There it is right there. 11:01, it's the conductor. 11:07, it's the franchise in the half suit. A couple minutes action. So, yeah, that was my night, man. Then I tapped in with WrestleMania after that. Caught a little bit of that. I was tired. Caught a little bit of that. Went to sleep at like 2. Woke up at like 6:30. Merch is coming in. Merch orders coming in. Then this morning, got to work. I've been working since like 6:30, man. Working on the merch, talking to the printer, getting all that coordinated. And had to put today's show together. So, yeah, busy day, man. Busy day. Busy day for the franchise. And then who's tapping into the total eclipse today? 3 o'clock, man. Yeah, I got y'all shades. I got my joints, man. I can't even see out these things. I went to the library, got the total eclipse shades. So I'm going to go outside at like 3 o'clock and just, I don't know, see what I can see. If you see me outside, with walking around with some 3D shades on and a KFTV hat, it's just me. Don't worry. Don't be alarmed. I'm just looking up and seeing what's going on in outer space. See if Musk and them is doing something up there. Total eclipse. Who's ready for that? Yeah, I'm going to step outside and do that, man. Get a little lunch, do a little workout, and then catch the eclipse, see what I can see out there. But, yeah, let's take a look at the standings. 4th seed in the East, ladies and gentlemen, still can't overtake the Orlando Magic. That is why those regular season games are important. They're always important. Just because you see a game in January, March, it's meaningful. Because in these times, right? So the Magic won yesterday. They beat the Bulls. You had the Pacers beating the Miami Heat. So now the Heat dropped back into 8th. Knicks are still 3 games up on the Heat and have the season series, so that's a good thing. But the Pacers are still on our heels, a game and a half. You got Cleveland dropping back. I told y'all that Cleveland West Coast trip was going to be, I think, the death knell for them in terms of seeding. I think they're going to continue to drop because they still have to play a hot Laker team and they have to play a Clipper team that's trying to find themselves. So I think and then the Mitchell injury, is he hurt? Is he resting? That whole thing's a little bit off. So I think Cleveland continues to slide. We'll see what's up with the Pacers, but that 1.5 game, Knicks have to handle business here. because the Pacers own the tiebreaker. But right now, if the season were to end today, it looks like we got to go back to Cleveland, man. I'm getting pizza nightmares if I got to go back to Cleveland for the playoffs. I might as well start making my sandwiches from now. So this week, we have Tuesday, Bulls, revenge. We got to knock them out. Thursday, Boston. Let's see where their head is at. Will they be resting? This is it, guys. Chicago, Boston, Brooklyn, home versus Chicago. That's it. That's it. We should be able to go at least 3-1 this week. At least. At least 3-1. What do you guys think, man? Give me some record predictions in the chat. What do you guys think the Knicks will do this week? I think we go back in Chicago and wash them. Boston depends on who they're playing. Brooklyn, that should be light work. And then home against Chi-Town, I think that should be done. That should be done. I'm taking those 3 games right there. Boston being the question mark. All right? What do you guys think in the chat, man? Leave me some record predictions there. But I think that's fair. I think it's reasonable. Let's take care of business, man. Leave no doubts. Leave no doubts, Knicks. So that's how the end of the week, that's how the rest of the season looks, man. That's how the rest of the season looks. As we get ready for the playoffs, too, man, you know, if there's any guests, we have so many great guests on this show throughout the season over the years. If there's a particular guest that you want during that off week of playoffs, you know, the off week build up to the playoffs, leave a comment in the chat, but most importantly, leave it under this video so we could start reaching out to people and booking people. You know, do we want Hahn? Do we want Begley? Do we want definitely got to tap in with Macri, man. Me and Macri haven't done anything here in a while. We got to link up with Macri and our guys at Knicks Film School. My guy Brian Gelseiler. Is it Ariel Helwani? Fred Katz. Fred Katz shows always do great. So we got to plan that out. Big Perk. We need Big Perk on the show for the playoff preview. Big Perk. Come on, man. Let's go. Try and get Big Perk out here. So that's how it's looking for us, man. Good times ahead. And an exciting time. Spring basketball for the Knicks with Brunson leading the way. IHart, the gang. Looking forward to it, man. Only problem is no Julius. No Julius Randle, guys. How do you feel about that? You know, J. Cal he upset the Julius Hive last night, man. J. Cal caught tomatoes last night because he was asking, pondering, if the Knicks are better off without Julius. You know, there's a lot of noise about his departure and the season-ending shoulder surgery. Question is, after seeing these Knicks, are they better off without him in this postseason run? My answer to J. Cal is not really. No, I don't think so. I don't think so, guys. Because we can look at his 2 postseasons with the Knicks and say, okay, he didn't deliver. He was no good. He was shook. And we were there. You know, me and J. Cal were there for that first one. He definitely was shook up out there. You know, you could say the ankle injury, all of that. That first playoff in the COVID year, 18-11 in the playoffs, 35% effective field goal percentage, 33% from 3, 30% from the field. Last year, in the 10 games, and that was a 5-game gentleman sweep to the Hawks. Last year, 10 games between Cavs and Heat, 16-8, 25% from 3, 37% from the field. So putrid numbers. Still got as close to his double-doubles. You know, still worked, but bad numbers. But I think what we have to be careful with Julius is not just look at his contributions from a statistical standpoint. You have to look at the impact that he has in terms of game plans, schemes, how are teams out there scheming for the Knicks when Brunson and Julius are out there. It's a different thing. It's a different thing that you still have to respect. This is a guy who, with Jalen Brunson, they've been top 10 in the league in double teams drawn over the past 2 years. That means something. You've got to prepare for that. You've got to scheme for that. Even if he's not shooting the ball well, even if he's playing to your strengths, you still have to account for him because he can still get boards. He can still attack the basket, draw contact. Like, those are things that he can still do, which helps teams win. I mean, he averaged 5.5 free throws in both of those years. So I don't think you could just quickly just write him off just because he's not a playoff performer. Because now everything is on Brunson. And for the Knicks to truly get to that ceiling, a lot of you guys want to see them in that Eastern Conference Finals. You need almost a Miami Heat year from your supporting cast. Brunson will be there. But can you rely on Hart every night? Can you rely on Dante every night? Can you rely on Deuce every night? Can you rely on OG offensively every night? Offensively, we're talking about. Defensively, I think this team is going to be fine. And maybe, I think on the defensive side, they'll probably be better without Julius. Definitely. Defensively, they're fine without him. It's the offensive side where things can get murky. Because now you're asking for role players to play kind of above their heads in pressure situations in the playoffs when teams are scheming for you and trying to take all of your weaknesses away. And it comes down to execution basketball. That's why your star players are so important in that time. That's why it's money time. It's money time. So, that's my thing on Julius. So get well soon. And unfortunately, it's going to be another year where we are left asking what if. But I think the current state of this team, you have to be excited about their prospects, their ability to potentially get out of the first round and fight. Because that's what you saw from this team last night. You saw a team that fought for 48 minutes and never gave in. That's the Knicks, man. That's us. So what do you guys think, man? Leave me a comment in the chat. Salute to everybody on the live show for tapping in with us today on the lunchtime grind. Salute to everybody that was on the grind. Once again, if you were on the grind, leave us a hashtag grind in the chat, and we'll shout you out. This is where it is, man. Chicago, Boston, Brooklyn, Chicago. Away, away, home, home. That's it. What do you guys think? I'm going 3-1. Remember that this show's available in audio podcast format. No reason to miss it. If you did, so to the replay gang, but we are available on all major platforms. Also, remember to go get your playoff merch, man. Shop.KnicksFanTV.com, man. Go ahead and get your playoff merch. It is flying off the shelf right now. And take your pick, man, between the poster, the hoodies, the snaps, the T-shirts, black and white. Limited edition print, 50 prints made, and the new era snapback and the sticker pack. Go ahead and get yours, man. Shop.KnicksFanTV.com. Salute to everybody for the support. Excellent season as we wind up the regular season and head into the postseason. And yeah, man, just want to thank everybody for the support. If you missed any of the previous shows, go back, man. Post-game last night was a great show. A lot of enthusiastic and optimistic caller reactions. I thought the callers last night were great. Also, my segment on PIX 11 is also on the channel. Nice 5-minute segment there where we dished on Brunson and IHart, OG's impact, Dante DiVincenzo. A lot of gems for you guys there, man. So go back into the channel, take a look at everything, and leave me some comments, man. Let me know that we in here. Isaiah West said, damn, this is live. I thought this was replay gang. Now we live and direct, baby. It's 1:27 right now. We're about an hour and a half from the total eclipse. Do you have your glasses, Isaiah? Do you have your glasses? Don't look up. Don't put on your Ray-Bans and look up there, all right? We didn't want any incidents. Don't put your Ray-Bans on and go outside looking up at the sun. You got to go get your signature joints. And I heard they've been selling bootlegs. I heard people been selling bootleg glasses, like, only in America. Only in America you sell a bootleg total eclipse shades. Crazy. You gotta have people out there looking like Cyclops. All right, what else? What else we got here in the grind? Courtney J, salute, man. Daniel Uribe, salute to Daniel. HB Carlos checking in from Portugal. Brightest future Appreciate you, man. Charlie Solomon, man. Get it in. Let's get to it. Eddie Santiago, the New Yorker, the chosen one. Rare edition. Always appreciate you. TM, always appreciate you, man. JJ, always appreciate you. My day one's in here. All right, man. That's the story, Knicks Nation. Let's get to it. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Post-game live, Knicks versus Bulls. Revenge. I'm out of here. Great show,